Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television. Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'll just turn myself down on the phone. That was a bit of an experiment. Yeah, real delay from what I'm seeing here to what you're seeing. Okay, so let's get started. The weather has turned really bad in the last couple of days, so it's gone from being quite a nice autumn to winter in a real hurry. Yeah. So yesterday I went to the auction down in Melbourne and bought a couple of things. Actually, I meant to bring the receipt in because I really didn't spend very much at all. I was expecting to, well, I had a budget of $200 and I spent $80 or $79 exactly, and I came back with what we're going to do today, this was in my garage, so it's been full circle down to Melbourne and back, and yeah, and then the tape recorder, the TC 730, and boy is that a beast and a half. I'm not looking forward to opening it up. It's working satisfactorily. Can't get that word out. And it is running a tad slow, and there is an adjustment on it because it's a 3-motor machine, but it is not working in the left channel. So yeah, so it's got quite reasonable specs. Yeah. So 3-head auto reverse. It's got a 15-watt amplifier in it. Don't know whether you can see the writing down there. 6 heads, combined record erase head. Record erase head or erase record head. They're combined in one block, and it's got a playback head as well, and that's on each side. So I don't know whether there's any pictures in here. No. Oh, it might be where it's cleaning. We've actually got the schematic in here as well. So yeah, I don't know whether you can see that or not. But you can see the head block there. 6 heads. Yeah, as he's demagnetizing it. Servo controlled. Sort of a, well, the amplifier is out of the 630, I think. Although it's actually, no, it's not. Because the 630 is all on one board, whereas the 730 has a million boards in it. And it's got a few ICs controlling the motor speed and all sorts of things in it. I also picked up a very cheap clock radio, one of the old Copal flip clocks. I've always wanted one of those flip clocks. And what else did I pick up? A Democrat battery portable from the 1940s. I think it's from the 1940s. So I'll bring that in when I go out to the kitchen next. Now, what else did I buy? There was something else too. Oh, a TC252, which is a 3-head machine, fairly simple. I'll probably use that one for parts because I think I've already got I've got at least one of them and probably two. And this one, the belt at least is broken on it. So, yeah. Okay, on to this horrible Sanyo thing. Now, lots of people had these when I was in school. So this was the sort of thing teenagers had. They were everywhere. Everybody had them because they were so, well, relatively cheap and flexible. And we'll take this speaker off. I've already sort of taken the, checked that the speaker leads are in here. We can see the speaker in there. So it's not a bad speaker. It's sort of, yeah, 1972, but plastic. So we'll have a squeeze at that. Still got the stuff from the auction yesterday. This is the other speaker, of course. Exactly the same, only mirrored. And yeah, I've checked the power cord. So it's got one of those Japanese type plugs on it. I can't remember whether whether I had these or they were snipped off locally and a proper plug put on them, or a local Australian New Zealand type plug. Ooh, so our turntable spins. Have we got, no, that is well and truly welded. We've got, yep, so that is good. And our selector switch and our power and tone there, and the two volume controls left and right. Then we've got a monitor here, and that's very stiff. We've got up here a recording level. Now I'm sure I've seen a couple of these with 2 meters, maybe later ones. So and that was really cheaping out when they stuck just 1 meter in a switch. I've got an Akai, was it 1700 or something like that, from 64, and I think it ran from 64 to 67 or 68, and it's got valves in it, but it's only got 1 meter and a switch. The main switch on that thing has well and truly died, and yeah, so we've got that. And yeah, well, that's it. On the front, we've got the mic inputs, a remote, so 3.5, 3.5, 2.5 millimeters, and a 6.5 millimeter headphone socket. So I might listen to this on my headphones a bit later and see how bad it sounds. So that opens up. I mean, these things were pretty bulletproof. So that seems to be engaging. It's not a permanent down one. That's good. And then we've got record here. Okay. Let's plug her in. If I can get the plug in. This is going to be a bit. Yeah, there we go. Very, very tight. But they do go in. Yeah. So, turn it off. So it's powered up. Well, there's power going into it. And no radio. Have we got that in far enough? Yeah, I'll have to change the plug on that. Oh, I heard something then. Yep, it's powering up. So, yeah, the volume control definitely, right volume control definitely needs some attention. And the left one too. No. No radio. See, yep, got the turntable, as useless as those are. Wow, feedback through the speakers. Tape. No, it's one of those. Yep, got a tape. Oh, that's noisy, that channel. And this one's noisy too, but it's not as noisy. Although, yeah, that is just the play button down with no tape in it. So, we've got a sacrificial tape. I've got, I picked up a whole, well, 2 big boxes of cassettes, which had free written on them. So I took them because these machines often chew the tapes up. When you power them up for the first time, this looks too good to really play in here, but seems to be okay. Just have to be very careful with it. Yep. Oh no. Worked for a second there. And yeah, it started to chew the tape up. No. Works for a few seconds, then the tape stops and starts to make crunching noises. There's nothing wrong with this tape. So we'll just move it on to the actual tape itself. See if any sound comes out of it. Yep. That just might be the recording. Well, it's very scratchy. I mean, it's not the best recording. Yeah, struggling to rewind. It's fine on fast forward. Okay, so we are getting sound out of the amplifiers. Put this. I always like these Sony tapes. I had a few which came in the original slimline packaging, and I don't know whether you can see that, but number one, this was my first Sony tape, and this is the first tape I got from in Christmas 1971 or 72. Yeah, just the tape that came with the horrible cassette recorder. But the green ones were the 90-minute ones. I think, well, the red ones were the 60-minute ones, and I think the blue ones were 120 minutes or something. Not sure on that, but I know the 120-minute tapes we avoided like the plague, because they were just, the tape itself was just too thin and chewed up all the time. Okay, so we've established that it is doing something. Now, so that is turned off but not unplugged, because otherwise I'm going to rip the plug out of the wall or out of its bracket. Now, so put that back onto medium wave. That doesn't. Better get a cushion, I guess. Put there. Otherwise, we're going to smash up the tone arm, and these are not particularly strong. So we're back in one shake of a lamb's. What's it? turn this heater down. And it's getting too warm in here now. So 16 on the heater equates to 21 degrees in the room. That's Dyson for you. So put this over here. And so these do run on batteries. I don't know how many does it say? It doesn't say. Okay, I've got my screwdrivers handy on the bench. So brought everything back in from the kitchen from fixing the 530, which we couldn't do, and that was surprisingly easy to undo. So I'd say someone's been in here before, which is hardly surprising given it's 45 years old. There's a screw. What can we do with that into there? The screw, definitely. Yeah, well, that is not loosening off, so maybe it's already loose. What happens here? Oh yeah, I think we've got down the side there. These clips don't seem to do anything. Got something on the top. Does it just lift out? Determined not to download the instructions on how to take this apart. We'll take their knobs off. Okay. Spoons, where have that spoons gone? It'll be in here. Ah. Good. Wrong drawer. Actually, if I stuck this on eBay, I'd probably get a reasonable amount for it. Because people really want these things. And it's really useful for taking around record fairs. And then you can play the record and see how it works, how well it plays. So that's that. Nothing obvious here. I don't think these come out easily. That's probably not going to come out. I mean, these play as well as a modern Crosley horrible thing. In fact, they probably play a bit better. Yeah, it's odd. I hope this isn't been... It doesn't seem to be turning. And it does seem to be turning, but maybe it is coming out. No. Yeah, that's been threaded. Yeah. So the plastic has been... got the holes in there. Yeah, there's only 3 screws. So that's that. Let's see. There we go. Aha. We seem to have a screw here. Thought that was just to prevent a change of the voltage. And there we go. Yep. This is not too bad in there, dust and dirt wise, given where it came from. Now, I'm definitely not getting tempted to do any of the caps in it. I'll just sort of do the turntable and the controls. The belt is a tiny bit loose, but it's still good. So it's got paint on it. In fact, it is a bit loose. We'll have to see if I've got a belt and we can change that. Okay, first thing is to spray our main switch, although how do we get into it? Let me just sort of spray it down in here. And it will drip everywhere, of course. And probably not going to waste deoxin on this. I can imagine how much that costs at the moment. That's just about empty. Okay. We need a knob. Wow, that made a big difference. And it's smoothness at least. And our selector. Right. Yuck. So some nasty tape on there. I wonder if someone's mucked around reconnecting things. Okay. Definitely not doing that board. But where's the radio? There. So that's the radio there by the looks of it. Where's the tuning coils and all that? Oh no, it's down here. Okay. So it's going down. Well, that's going down to our turntable. And why got, and that's just a coil and it's been mucked around. Well, maybe it's just glue. Yeah, that's just glue. Yeah, so it's good, that's good. Got our turntable motor here, which is sort of big and chunky. That's very unusual. Right. So back in. Where's the other wire? Okay. Right. Back on again. Okay. So the volume controls are much quieter. And sounds like we've got a radio, but oh. That's unusual. Now we'll stick this on here. It says we've definitely got a radio. But we don't have an oscillator. And this is AM only, so it's only medium wave and 2 short waves. Okay. All right. There's our trusty HMV. Ooh, okay, that's touching that. Can't have been good. Right. Let's get our trusty HMV. Where did I put it? Down here. And we'll see if we've got an oscillator. Seems not. Okay. Yeah. Imagine these two here are the oscillator. One for medium wave and one for the two short waves. Maybe it's this one and it just uses one. What does that switch do? Maybe it's... Oh no, it's got something to do with the turntable. Okay, worry about that afterwards. Oh yeah, yeah, that's the tone arm. Yeah, someone's definitely been in here because we've got a cable retainer thing and it's just sitting up in the air with nothing on it. Yeah, that's definitely a schematic to work out where the oscillator and everything is. So that's coming in from the aerial, that's coming in from the aerial. Maybe this one is the oscillator here, but I'll have to get a whatchamacallit, schematic and just trace through with the multimeter for the radio. So the next thing we'll do is our turntable. Being very careful not to electrocute ourselves. Is that the power coming in there? Yep. So we'll lubricate this thing first. That is well and truly seized up. Turn it off. And that should turn this. I can get to it. Yep. That is really seized up. That should. I really don't want to take this apart. So that is free. Is it just the knob? Yeah. That is really... So I don't want to break the knob. I'll just spray some silicone in there. And down in here. It'll come out. And down there will be fine. Why does it always spray like a maniac when you don't want it to, and then when you want a lot out of it, it doesn't come out? Is that going to free it up? Yeah, that's a bit better. Oh, yeah. Slowly getting there. Yeah, the mechanism's fine, but the switch itself... Oh, there we go. And there we go. I know we can see that. You can't see that, but... Yeah, that's better. Right, it seems to have worked its way in and freed the grease up. It's turning quite easily now. Now, if we got, so we'll turn it back over again. And so put on 45 maybe, turn the power on. Yeah, we've definitely lost our oscillator there. So, geez, and we're turning. It's 45, 78, 33. That looks a bit slow. Right. Now, how have we got a record we can play? And why is that still turning? Is that... Yeah. Okay. I won't be able to play more than a couple of seconds of this. I'm sure it's copyrighted, but that may not be. Yeah, it's a record from 1976, an Australian one by Gil Matthews, and I've forgotten his first name, Morgan. Warren Morgan, and he used to play with not Billy Thorpe, Lobby Lloyd. That's right, Lobby Lloyd and the Coloured Balls. So on to 45. This is probably a rare record, shouldn't be doing this, but we seem to have a stylus on it. Yeah. So it sounds just as I remember these. Yeah, these were not great to start with. Yeah. Okay, so that's. Okay, so that turns the power off to the turntable. Sounds like the beginning of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Yeah, that's playing sort of the right speed. Have we got anything else I can stick on? Where did I put that other record I was testing the Philips changer with? Where are we? Down here. Okay. Where did I put that? Maybe it's still on the Philips. I'll just be back in one shake. Okay, back again. And we now have an LP. Leaving on a Jet Plane by Percy Faith and his chorus. Okay, so play the Laura Nero song Wedding Bell Blues. Put on 33 would help. And geez, that is very low. Is that going to actually play this? No. It's just going to scrape the back of the cartridge, head shell. I don't know. Geez, there's very little clearance there. In fact, there's zero. Yeah, so there's about 1 millimeter clearance. So might have to raise that up a bit. And I'll turn that down. Yeah, that sounds about the right speed. And I don't know this record very well, but I know that the song, and Laura Nero is one of those fantastic artists who you never hear of. And, oh geez, that's filthy. This was out of an even older, 1964 Philips console stereogram, and the cabinet is in borderline condition, and I've never actually done anything with the cabinet. And I've got the turntable and the valve amplifier underneath here, where it's been since I moved in here 3.5 years ago. So yeah, so I'll put this back onto phono, and we'll give this a bit of a wipe. It'll actually come up. Yuck. Yeah. No, I don't think. Oh, maybe. So yeah, may play, may not. It's got all paint spots all over it and all sorts of things. But I just use this as a really scrap record. The other side's okay. Okay, that's about as much as I can play without getting a copyright hit. It's amazing, this rubbish 60s, early 70s orchestral stuff, and Bert Camford and James Last and all those people who you wouldn't think would there'd be all that much copyright pursual on those, but geez, they come down on you like a ton of bricks. Yeah, so that's the record. Horrible thing. Absolutely horrible. Next. So that seems to be working. as good as it gets for one of these. I'll clean it up too. This is absolutely filthy dirty. And that's off, so I don't put my hand on it. 240 volts. And we'll have a look at this cassette belt on it. Yeah, that's just that little bit too loose. Where did I put all my belts? They're in here. And my fishing tackle. Right. Maybe we won't do the belt then. Where did I put those? There was 2 big bags of belts, which I had. They're not on the desktop. Well, so much for the belts. Yeah. So, what do we know about this? We've fixed the record player. I won't call it a turntable. It's a record player. And we don't have an oscillator. And that could be one of these 3 or 4 transistors down here. And that one's bent over something shocking. So, in fact, that doesn't even look like the base is connected. Yeah, it is sort of. We've got these bodged together wires. So, no, yeah. Sure, that's not factory. Someone's joined those together. Not made a great job of it. It's got a one of those screw things in it, wire joiners, which were sort of fine back in the 70s, but they wouldn't pass anything now. So we've got a very fine. Is it a hair? No, it's a hair. It's someone's hair. Female by the looks of it. It's very thin. Yeah, I really wanted to do that belt. Where did I put those belts? That's a good question. They're not in here. And I did have them out a few weeks ago when someone came over, and I very quickly changed the belt on their cassette recorder. Yeah, don't think there's much more I can do on this until the belt, and I work out what's wrong with that oscillator. I'd say it's probably either the coil or one of these transistors, but I'm not touching anything by way of capacitors. It's just not worth the cost. So let's put the bottom cover back on. Temporarily. disconnect these. And whack the speakers back on, sort of. And I'll go and get the Democrat, which I bought yesterday. Can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was a real pittance. So, why isn't that going in the hinge? There we go. Yeah, so that was a bit of a laugh. Marginally better than what I remembered it. So, yeah, that is in there. Why isn't that going down? That's hinging properly. Okay, now we've got to get this plug out. So, okay, talk amongst yourselves, and I will be back in a few moments after I get the radio, and I might grab a bite to eat and a cup of tea. So, yeah. We'll put you on our break thing. Okay, I'll be back in a couple of moments. Okay, so just having a mouthful of food. So that is what I bought yesterday. So the clock radio, that horrible Sanyo Music Center thing, the TC 730 tape recorder, the TC 252, and what I'm about to show you. Very rude talking with my mouth full, isn't it? A Hot Point 1953, which I picked up for $10, and the Democrat battery portable, which I'll show you in a moment. Okay, so this is the Hot Point, and it doesn't look like very much, but it's got, oh, in fact, they're not the original knobs. Wonder why no one bid on this, apart from the fact that it looks disgusting. But I do have another one, which I can't get to easily. Another Hot Point. And this part is red, very bright red. What colour case it is, I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, it's got a cream outer case and a very nice red escutcheon. And I didn't get it through the club. I bought it ages and ages ago from somewhere else. I can't remember where. Not for very much, but the actual chassis itself has got rust holes in it. So unfortunately, some rodent, a rat or a mouse, had got inside it. I don't know how, because I suppose they can get through there, can't they? That looks a lot better on the camera than it does in person, I can tell you. Yeah, through there. That's all split there from heat. You can see where the valve is there. So I thought I would just do this chassis up. I think I've done the other. I don't know whether I've done the other one, but I'll do this chassis up and put the rusty chassis in here because this is faded. Although it might clean up because that writing is sort of on the back. Yeah, that might clean up, you know, with a bit of elbow grease. Yeah, I think that's oil and everything like that. Yeah, it's yeah, spotty. It's not as bad as what I first thought. But I thought the knobs, if you buy a new set of knobs for these, they're worth more than the actual what I paid for the radio. That's sort of a bit, yeah, must have been out in a garage or in a workshop or something. I've never seen a black one of those before. They're usually the thick metal like these. Anyway, enough of that. We'll just see if we can get it a bit cleaner. Yeah, maybe. I haven't got anything here, but we might do that over the next couple of weeks, and I'll definitely show you the the cream one with the yellow, red escutcheon on it. Now this is a big black box, and it's actually not black. Down the side, you won't be. Oh, actually, you can see it on the camera. It's got. Must have been green, and it's got red stripes down it. Yeah. But that, I think it's way too far gone for that. Yeah, you can see that there. And when I did start to clean this up when I was having lunch. And yeah, so that's a green stripe there and a red stripe there. And it was basically blue or something. Might have been green or something. But inside is, yeah, this is quite in good nick, as you can see. So it must have been blue with the green and the red stripe. So that's the volume and on off, and the dial goes round. That looks fairly clear. I can reproduce the dial because that's been it's just paper and it's sort of got holes in it. Yeah, so this is a Democrat. Yeah, it's got that's coming apart. So it might just need recovering, I think. I think it's a bit far gone. And yeah, this is all black on the outside and everything like that. So let's have a look underneath. Okay. So we've got a screw. I don't think these are even attached really. We'll just yeah, 'cause it just fell out before. Where's a blade screwdriver? This one will do. And yeah, that's not attached. That is not attached. And yeah, that one's not. No, that one's not attached either. Just pry this out. Somewhere or not. Fell out before. Yeah. So they're not attached, those screws. The wood has well and truly broken away. Ooh, just noticed something. Ah, have a look at that. That is the original colours. Well, I mean, pretty faded, but that's the original finish on it. So that's blue, red, green, red, green, red, blue. Yeah, and the same down there. Yeah, yeah, amazing. So this would have been very flash when it was new. Don't know what that is. That's just an aerial coil, but I don't think it's from this radio. That looks like it's been added much later. Yeah. And what's this got on it? Something aerial coil, a Astor loop aerial coil. So it's off an Astor radio. But I guess it'll work. If you mounted it, say, in there or something. Maybe. And of course the batteries. So imagine that's 63 and this is the 1.5. Now I might actually try this radio with my power supply, which I was given. 108 90 volts DC, which is these radios. Yeah. So, see if this will come out. Should really have done a proper video of this one, shouldn't I? Too late now. At least that is screwed into something solid. Yeah, so I think this will need more cabinet work than electrical work. And is this going to come out? Yes. Okay. Well, this is a bit awkward because it's sitting on the cushion. So, whoever 28p was, I imagine he wouldn't wouldn't imagine he would be having his work looked at 80 years later. Okay. So, oh, and I got the volume control for the Pi. So we'll do that next week. So pretty standard valve lineup. 19 January 1946. Wow. That is just after the war. So, oh, I see. Got 2 grub screws. That's cheating. We've got the volume control there with the power on it. I think. Didn't it make a click before? Yeah. So that is off. That's on. Tuning seems to work well. So look underneath. That's, yeah, full of paper caps, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure what that one does. Is that the aerial or something? That's probably the earth. So simple, isn't it? Okay. Right. So I don't see any reason why we can't power it up, although that resistor looks pretty nasty. While these valves are not particularly expensive or hard to get, some of them are becoming a little bit rare. There's our Arts and P, of course, which is our license. So this is sticker number 4. So you better work it out from the fact that it's number 4 and the number of the sticker. And you could work out pretty closely when the radio is made. So that looks like, yeah, that's a 3S4. Oh, RCA. These are RCA American tubes. And that one's not. That's a Radiotron. Australian made one at the back there. And so that's a 1. Oh, yeah. 3S4. VT73. It must be a military valve or something. Yeah. Odd. I don't know whether you can read that or not. What's that? Yeah, it's just reflecting. So it's got, yeah. So it's got Jan something or other, and then VT174 on it. Or 173, I should say. So it's got January, JAN 1T4, which is what we know them as, and VT173, made in USA. So, and then a 1R5 and a 1 1S5 as well, I think. 1S5, I can't remember. Yeah, I guess we can fire it up. Now this will be tricky. That's the aerial, that's the aerial. This has been done decades ago. Look at the, this is really horrible. And that, does that go onto there? That has been, that, yeah. Find another wire. Is there another wire on here? That looks as though it's supposed to go there. Is that? It's hard to tell. That has just yeah, turned to mush, or the corrosion, and the wire has corroded away and snapped off. That could have gone in there. So snip that off. Strip this off. Yeah, that's all green on the end. That's corrosion on that. So that probably has come from there. And where's the, so that is our 90 volts. So I would imagine that the red, yeah, the red goes to the positive of this here. So that's red on the end of it. This looks pretty original in here. Yep. Although that, no, that this isn't original. This caster here, that is a horrible solder joint, as is that one. All right, so where's our power supply? So what have we got? Yeah, I've rewired these so I don't have to reach around the very back, but I can't remember how I've rewired them down here. Move the, oh yeah, it's down there. Okay. I'm going to put a main switch up here when I finally get around to finishing this off, which you can't see. Yeah. So I've really got to get onto this. It's got a frequency counter up there. There's the muting, or the thing for that. There's a switch for the dim bulb, and that across there. or these the two audio inputs and outputs. I forgot what that is. Oh, that's a little bridge rectifier, or to replace the selenium rectifier for the Grundig. So we'll just put that up there. Then I've got 3 meters across here, switching, etc. I've got to work out how to wire it up safely. So here's some of the wire. Yeah. Okay. So let's crawl down under the desk temporarily. Yeah. Pick up all these screws which have fallen down over the last couple of days. And we'll yeah, so that one's on. So what do we want? 1 volt. So voltage 1. We'll make it 1.1. Enter. So we'll current limit it, or limit it to 1.2 volts, and we'll limit our current to 250 milliamps. And set our current limit to 260. Okay. So what's that one? That is going to there. That's all very crusty. So that one is going to there, which looks like the ground, but that's all mashed in with that. There's my meter. Okay, so let's check our continuity and see where things are going. So that one should be, there's something, so that's ground, and that's going to ground too. Great. What? So maybe this is a ground. Now that's going under there and through to there, I assume, and out. This has been rewired. That one. seems to go there, which goes up to our power switch, and that was switched on, wasn't it? Yep. So where's the other end? We've lost the other end of it. So the power switch seems to be doing something. So that is out, and that's the positive. And where does this one go? Also to there. What? It can't be you. So maybe that is the ground. And we'll check this. So that is the black wire. And it ain't going anywhere. This is the red wire. And it ain't going anywhere. So going from here, so we'll test this one. And okay, so that is going to the valves. So it's going to the positive of the big reservoir capacitor, or the filter capacitor. It's not coming out. What about this one? And this has fallen off of there as well. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yep. So, we'll put that over there at the way. Now, this is not a good piece of wire. In fact, where does this actually go? So it's down, just breaking everywhere. So, where's a piece I can get the multimeter into? So this will be our first task, I think. So it goes up to there. It also goes down to there. Where? Why? It's going down to there. Everything is going to ground. Except for that. So that's the red. So yeah, that's got to be a ground or negative. Now, yeah, it's all strung together. A piece of string down there, which is what's making it so hard to work out what's going where. So that should be our ground. Where's the other? Yep. And this goes up to the switch, this green wire here. And that goes up to the switch, but it shouldn't go to ground, but it does. That is definitely ground. So that one, this red one, is the only one which isn't going to ground. Okay, I'm going to cut the string off. I possibly can without further wrecking the wires. Okay. So there's part of it. I'll put the bin behind me. Yeah, that's that one. That goes off down to the aerial. Yep. So that is the aerial wire. And this is our ground wire, is it? And this one rest of the string off, and yeah, so this one, this crusty piece of rubbish, that goes up through to there. So I'll get rid of that temporarily. Those solder joints are shocking. And we've got our soldering iron here. And get a bit of wire from our big stash. So this is the Ballarat International Photo Biennale, and every 2 years there is lots and lots of photographic displays, and we might have used that. Use that and get more of that. So we'll use some black. And this is, yeah, this is good. And I've got a huge box out in the garage full of wire too. And I've also got the a roll of original cloth covered wire, but this will do for this. So we'll strip that piece off, and we'll cut. Leave that on there. Untangle all of these wires, and we'll do something with that. These are my green ones. So that is what you don't want in a wire. Yeah, so it's all cracking. Yeah, it just snaps. Yeah, I'll put it up to the microphone. Yeah, so yeah, that's what you don't want in a radio. In fact, there, that's so badly soldered that that's almost touching. I should have brought that up to higher. Okay. Falling down the floor already. In fact, this has been silvered, this wire. Where's my solder? Okay. And we'll let's put this in here temporarily. So that will have to be really cleaned up. And it's even 1,000 times better than it was. I don't know why people are so lazy that they can't thread the wires through the holes. And that is just crap, that joint there. Anyway, that's enough complaining from my perspective. Now, did that go? So that is our 90 volts. And is this, I don't know where that, no, actually that is the aerial. So this is an external aerial wire. Okay, we better not put 90 volts on that. Yeah, so we'll check continuity from here. So that is connected, sort of, down to, that is the black wire. Why is there no continuity there? It's just so filthy. Where's the sandpaper? Might just be corrosion on this. That is really bad. Ugh. What I'm doing is okay. Maybe we can get a contact on there now. That's better. And our red one. Here's down to here. Really doesn't want. These are so corroded, these battery things. Is that actually connected to anything? We'll do that. Nothing on that one. Oh, I see. That goes through that one. Yeah. So that's in series. So we'll do onto this one. Come on. Yeah, that's good. So we can connect our negative to the black wire and the positive to that terminal on the red there. So that'll be our 90 volts. What about our 1.5? Where does that? It must be that one. So that goes through the switch, which makes sense. And where's the negative for this 1.5 volts? We didn't have the wire for that, did we? That was just a corroded bit on this terminal. I guess if we put the other 1.5 to this one, will that work? We can but try, I guess. So I'll put this up where I can see some of the valves and have a look at the heaters. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll put that on there. So these blow as soon as you look at them, these valves. So that is there. And if one's blown, it's a series string on the heaters. So if one goes, then the whole lot go. All right, here we go. So let's see if we get anything out of the glow out of the valves. So we are drawing 1 volt and 0.2 amps, or nothing amps actually. We're not getting any heat into the valve. Okay. So what is it? I can't remember where the continuity is on these valves for the heaters. So 7 and 8. Looks like. So we'll just test. See if we can get any continuity out of this. probably out of camera range. I should go to the other camera, shouldn't I? So that is that one. Yeah. So that is 7 and 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 and 7. That's what I'm trying to say. 1 and 7. So we'll put that one back in. In fact, what I can do is just test, because these don't really light up. See how much current we draw. Oh yeah, so that is drawing 0.04 amps. So that is good. And these are all the same pin out. These miniature 1 volt valves. So we test. And these look like they've been replaced because the legs on them, or the pins I should say, are quite clean. Yep. Same. I don't know why they're so clean. Yeah, 3S4. Is it a 3 volt valve? Yeah, I won't take those out. Maybe I'll check them. They're not that hard to get to. Yeah, these are really pristine, these pins. So that is, yeah. It's not touching. Yep, good. And I'll get this back in again. Probably not. Easily. Talk amongst yourselves while I get this back in, and it should be lined up. Is it going to go? No. I hate doing this sort of stuff. Very frustrating. You can see where stuff's meant to go, but as soon as you try and line it up, you make a shadow and you can't see what you're doing. So any better light? No. Come on. How hard can it be? is sort of going in, but it's not. There we go. In like flint. And this one, that'll be easy to put back, easier to put back in. And this is one IR5. And yeah, that's good. Perfect. So all the heaters work on these. In fact, they look so clean. Maybe it's because it's in the wooden sealed cabinet sort of thing. Okay. I spoke too soon. There we go. Good. Now, work out where are we on? So that one and that one. So that's a negative, and that goes there. And then there's the green wire to there. And that goes across to there. Yep. So the green is definitely our positive, and so and then our negative there. That isn't a series string. And what have we got here? So we've got that there, and then that goes down. See if that ground does. So that's that one, and yeah, meter it timed out. Okay, so that yeah, so that goes to ground. Very strange noise outside. Yeah, so that's good. So we'll connect this up. So our positive can be the green wire, and our ground can be the black wire. Oh, go on to there. So that should definitely do something positive. So yeah, that's better. We're drawing 0.1 of an amp at 1.08 volts, and so that equates to 0.2 watts. So that may be enough to get it going. And we'll connect up our power supply. And how did I do this last time? So there comes out of those pins. So positive and negative. So positive goes over this side. I'm not going to be able to get down there, am I? And yeah. So negative should be towards the transformer on that side. Yep. Yep. And this is sort of a valve socket with a plug in it, with no wires. So yeah, where are we on this camera? Yeah, we've got our plug in there. Yeah, so there. Oh, still not on the camera. So there. So yeah, we just plug this in. Shouldn't have undone that, should I? It's keyed. Oh, there we go. So I could even just possibly get a clip into there. Short on anything. Yeah, it's really safe, this, as you can see. So don't do that at home, kiddies. Always have adult supervision. Or at least someone who knows what they're doing. How we're going to do this? We'll have to flip this over so we can do something with the dial, the knobs. Do it like this. That's good there. And our yellow can be our positive. So we'll put it up onto the capacitor. We'll turn this around so we can reach it. Oh, that aerial. Shut up. Yeah, that's better. So our yellow is the positive. And well, can we get this down into here? And our white will be our negative. Which goes down onto there. Hopefully that is in far enough to connect that. I'll have to do something with that. Right, so a negative go on to there. Okay, that all looks safe, doesn't it? Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? So that we didn't need to do that. In the end, put our loop antenna there. We're not going through that, so we'll keep that well away from everything. That looks okay. Right. So this is going through the dim bulb at the moment. So we'll turn the dim bulb on, and I can stand up and just have a mouthful of food. Still got a mouthful of food. And okay. Triple check everything. So we've got just over 1 volt coming out of our power supply. We've got a 90 volt power supply here, and this is clipped to the positive, which goes to that side of it. This goes to the negative, which is going there. Our dim bulb, so we'll switch that on. And here goes. So that is our, in fact, we'll turn on the 1 volt section first, so otherwise we're not going to know, are we? So this should, with these, they're either on or they're off, and they only take a couple of seconds to warm up, and so this should spring to life. Be very careful here. Right. So here we go. So this will need to go right up to 240 volts. So we'll put our volume right up. And I'm well away from the bottom of the chassis. If something does explode. Just watching the voltage on the 1.5. Okay, that's doing something. The heaters. Ooh, I had to click out of it. Okay, I'm up to 220 on the variac for the 90 volts. Nothing on the dim bulb. The dim bulb is stone cold. I did hear a bit of a click out of this. So we've got nothing there yet. Okay, I'll turn that off. And in fact, what I'll do is just put that on to low voltage. Just check to see if we're actually getting voltage into the radio. How can this be so tangled up? in half a second. So that should be AC coming out of there. Put that there. No, you can't see the multimeter. So that one should be that pin, and this one should be this pin. Let's see that pin. Why is it black on black? Right, that's, and it's that pin, and getting 28 volts on it. So we are definitely getting power into the radio from those little clip leads. So that is that. So we'll bring that up again to see if we're getting our 90 volts out of this. It should be. So that is negative and positive, and we're getting 78, 80 volts. That's because we're going through the dim bulb, but that should be just enough. So just bring that up to maximum on the variac. We need about 85 volts, I think. 82. So that should be just enough for it. In fact, I can hear it. Yeah. So we'll take it off the dim bulb and we'll go direct. If I unplug it. So we'll get our 90 volts into it. If I can unplug it. That is well and truly stuck in there. Shouldn't do this. That is off. There we go. Pry it up with a screwdriver. There's safety for you. Still not coming out. It's halfway out. Okay. There it is. What's wrong with... Oh, I see. Those pins are well and truly sort of pointing in towards each other. Don't... Yeah, you won't be able to see... Oh, you can just see that. Yeah, they're bent in. So that plug will have to be replaced anyway. So we'll go directly into the variac. Wish my little dim bulb tester thing which was still operating. I'm sick of getting new screens for it, little voltage meters. Meters is the right word I'm looking for. Okay, so we've got our 90 volts. So we'll bring that up to 220, 230. So that should be putting out 90 volts. Just test this very carefully. into there, and we've got 77 volts. That's weird. Okay, bring that right up. So that's 250 volts on the variac. Otherwise I'll just plug it directly into the wall socket. That's 86 volts, that's good. That's close enough. And so we've got our 1.5 volts, or 1 volt on it. I can definitely hear something. It's just a little hissing, like shh. Okay, so we'll turn that off and we'll increase our 1.5 volts. So shift voltage, make that 1.6. Seems safe enough. And our voltage 1.3. And our current will we'll leave it on 250 milliamps. For the time being, we'll have a listen. Still the same. It's definitely smelling. And clicks out of it. This doesn't have any frequencies on it. Just goes from 20 to 90. Or 10 to... yeah, 10 to 90, I guess. Is there any Victorian stations on there? Yep, 3XY. So we should get a station down here, the racing station. And we should be picking up the overhead lights as well. Okay, so that's drawing 0.25 a watt. So we'll bring our current limit up to 0.35. And our actual current up to 300 milliamps. Okay, let's try it now. So we're still drawing much the same as before. We're definitely getting something through. And here, when I go to turn the switch off, there's lots of static. Yeah. So, not quite sure where to go from here. Let's see if we can find a schematic. So let's turn the power off. I'll grab a cup of tea. So it hasn't got a model on these things. It's just a Democrat portable. Okay, so I'll go across here and have a look for a schematic. Okay, I'll just have another mouthful. And I'll bring the, I have to get the other microphone from behind the monitors. Yeah, that'll do. You should be able to hear me better now when I'm over at the computer. Okay, so let's go to screen capture. And we'll go there. And we'll new window. Close that one. I've already watched that. Where are we? So we'll go to Kevin Chat. And there he is. He is excellent. This is an excellent site if you want Australian radios. He's got quite a few overseas ones too. So if you look down here, so a lot of those are overseas ones, like Calistan, Kossor, Hoki, Ferrograph. Then he's got reel-to-reel ones. So he's got a few national reel-to-reels, AKI. So here we've got the Australian valve radio circuits. So we want to go down to Democrat, and haha, there's not many here, is there? I don't know what this one is. So why is this opening in Photoshop? No, it might be something else. Okay, so no, that's not it. It's got a, yeah, okay. This is probably something else in disguise. So let's go to Radio Museum. And we'll do Australia. Democrat. Is that how? DE, yeah. Yep. So we'll just go for everything. Portable radio, 1948. 4-valve. There's a photograph of it. And this looks like it. Look at the nice banding on there. So this was a red one. And it's got that. AW portable radio. 4-valve. More tubes. Thanks, Keith. No you. So it's a K141. AW Jackson was the manufacturer. And of course we don't have a schematic. Okay. So go back. That's not the same valve. Okay. So it was AW Jackson, I think. Wasn't it? Yeah. AW Jackson. No, it's just under Democrat. That's what the strap should be like, not the massive, great long one I've got. Yeah. So we'll go. Yeah. So they're only in production for a while. That's that one. That is 48 to 52, 5-volt, 5-inch speaker. So it's most likely it's got 5 valves in it. We've got a 3S4. We've got so there's our aerial, and so that's the speaker. So down here we've got our B battery. So the positive goes what? So that's our positive, and it comes up here, goes across here to the negative. Oh, that's our connection, silly me. Okay, so that's our red wire, and this is our black. So our black goes up here, up here, up here, and then through a resistor to ground, and that all goes up there. It's our A battery, which is our 1.5. So our red goes, oh, they got it down there. Red goes up to here, and our B plus line and our 1.5, that goes to ground, which suspected, and our positive comes up here into our series string for the heaters. So that's all very conventional, but if it's going through the 3S4, that'll be in the 90 volts, won't it? So it goes up, and that comes back down through here. So it'll be our positive. And it goes up there, through our output transformer, that's what I'm trying to say, and edge down to ground. This one goes to, yeah, so we've got voltages here. B is 83 volts, and A should be 25? Can't be. I'm not bothering downloading this, it's just too simple. Once we've worked out the voltages, well, that can't be, that's A, and that's A. So that's 25 volts. Didn't have 25 volts A battery. So ever ready 745. Ever ready. 745. Yeah, so it's a 1.5 volt battery. I thought it was. Yeah, 1.5. So it'll look like that big long one. And there's the connections to it, and yeah. So it's definitely 1.5 volts. And I don't know why they've got 25. So the F is 1.5. Okay, so we'll increase our voltage up to 1.5, and that should be safe. Don't know who messaged me then. Nothing came up. Okay, let's go back to it. So, right, 1.3 volts at the moment. So we'll put that up to 1.5. We're still current limited at 1.6 volts. So our current limit is 350 milliamps, and we're set at 300 milliamps, and we're drawing 240 milliamps, or 0.35 watts. We're definitely getting sound through it. You can definitely hear something. Let's see if our oscillator's running. And it's just about the end of the stream too. It's 7:45 here. So 3 hours is long enough for me, otherwise I get very tired. Okay, so find a free spot on the dial, which is very hard at this time of night out here. Get everything. Okay, that looks okay. Oh, yes. It shouldn't be down there. It should be around 3AR. So it should be round about here somewhere. We're getting it up here. So 3GL.
Ball use finds Filippo, who took it.
As me and Johnny sat on the couch, there was a...
Oh, okay. That sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah. So oscillator's running. Oh, that's really ear piercing, that. Yeah, so turn this off. Back on again. Yeah, so we're getting oscillation and everything like that, but no reception. Okay. Our next step is to... Don't have my aerial connected at the moment. So we've got our aerial there. And I think we decided that blue wire would be an aerial. So connect that up to there. And there's the other one. So, put a little rubber antenna in here at the moment. Got to fix up the outside antenna again. So that's right next to that light, which isn't particularly good. I just wonder if so that's all on, that's working. Just wondering if the output transformer is doing what it's supposed to do. No. That's not affecting it at all. Yeah. Okay. So we'll turn that off. We'll turn this off. And we'll definitely turn the 90 volts off. And unplug that. So, well, that was partly successful. We seem to get a oscillator out of it. Can't really put this upright because of the things down here. That looks quite well. It's not. Yeah, it's quite blue the front here, but as I showed earlier, the outer case is less than good, and this looks like a replacement thing there. That's horrible. So we've got 2 screws there, so that's all unplugged. So where's my little pink screwdriver? This will do. So pull the front off of it. There's always one, isn't there? There we go. Wow. Look at that. It's sort of brass. It's brass in there. Wow. I know they were a sort of an engineering company that they made metal work and things like that. And this was just a bit of a sideline. Can't undo that one. Came off before, didn't it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that's all brass in there too. So they weren't kidding when or mucking around with those things. If they are the original knobs. So I'll put this off. So we've got this. Does look like it was blue originally. So that should clean up quite well. Got to be very careful with these. There is replacement ones out there. But this, what have they done here? That is, it's like a cushion. It's horrible. Guess it does the job. Or no, it doesn't. Look at the speaker. It's filthy. that doesn't come up on the camera, but it is filthy. Well, that is intact, so there's no holes or anything like that in it. Okay, so there's our output transformer. So it's connected up to there. So that's the blue wire, then the red goes across to here. Okay, let's test the continuity on that. So that is that one. And where did I say the red one went to? Maybe not. Although we are getting... Oh no, sorry, wrong one. Yeah. So we're getting continuity on the primary. And... yeah, so that can be replaced, that scale on there. That's all full of holes. It's just paper. Let's see if we can get to the actual speaker terminals. Yeah, all good. So, it's coming up to 8 o'clock in Ballarat. Yeah, that's sort of very yellowed, as you can see. Yeah, not a good filter, is it? Yeah. Okay, so as I say, it's coming up to 8 o'clock in Ballarat, and it's very cold outside. Winter has suddenly arrived. It was nice and warm a week ago. It was sort of everyone was walking around with t-shirts and everything on, and then last couple of days everyone is walking around with all their winter coats on, hats and gloves on, and scarves. Yeah, so okay, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We've had quite a few new subscribers in the last week or so. Is this actually playing? Oh, poo. I know what I've done. I haven't gone back to the cameras, have I? What? I mean, I don't know whether you could hear that. Oh, that's stupid of me. That's because I often work with the schematics up on the screen. Oh, what a stupid thing to do. Where are we? There. That's better. That's what you should be seeing. Sorry about that. That was stupid of me. Now, I'll show you this piece of plastic, sort of so yellowed, but we'll go up through there. As you can see, that is so that is how yellow it is. So we've got, is that actually doing anything? Yeah, so this is the grill cloth, sort of like a really thick thing. That's not original, that is really sort of like a cushion. And yeah, so this is the colour. Why is this? Am I so far behind? I don't know whether this is running or not. Okay. So let's just go out of this. I know I'm about to sign off, but come on. No. What's happened here? Have we actually killed the stream off? Okay, so we do seem to be still streaming. So let's do that again. That is the blue. We've got to have obligatory paint on it. This is the dial cover, plastic, yellow, and yeah, you can I can just, this is, because this is intact, I can actually make another one and get it blown out. And this is our thing, our grill, our speaker grill cloth. Absolutely horrible. That's going in the bin. Although I'll keep the metal, that might be original. Okay. So sorry about the end of this. It's been a bit of a shambles, hasn't it? So I left the schematic up. Yeah, that we're definitely getting that. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. So all the new subscribers, I've just noticed we've had 1 or 2 during this stream, which is really good. Keep up the good work of pressing the subscribe button, and of course press the like button. And yeah, with any luck, I'll see you next week if I don't actually do anything else in between, although I'm very busy with medical appointments at the moment. So yeah, okay, well, I'll leave it at that until I've got some more firm news, but it's not good news. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and I'll speak to you all hopefully next week. Bye. I just have to go over and turn off the stream. Okay. And bye.